Hi there, my name's Catherine and this is my channel So Much Sewing. Thank you very much for being here with me today. It's a nasty old weekend here. It's a public holiday. It's actually a Monday. We've had terrible storms over the weekend. A couple of weeks, about 3 weeks ago, we had some storms as well, and a tree fell on part of the house. The house wasn't damaged, just a little bit of denting on the iron roof and a bit of smushing of the guttering, but my husband has cleared all that. But this weekend we've had torrential rains all over the upper North Island, Auckland, Bay of Islands, further south. People have actually lost their lives. There's been about 4 fatalities due to this terrible, terrible, terrible weather. It's been so horrible. We narrowly missed flooding, but there has been floodings and slips and all sorts of dreadful things across, I think they said something like 25 suburbs, about sort of 5,000 insurance claims. That was as of yesterday, so I'm sure there'll be more. It's not raining at the moment, but we're due for more rain on Wednesday. That could be almost as bad. So it's a terrible time for us here in the sort of upper North Island, but you know, it's just a sign of the times, isn't it? It's happening all over the world, everywhere. But anyway, why I started telling you about that is because it's a grey old day here. I'm in my bedroom, which has one huge big window behind you here, and it has 2 windows on either side here, and there should be a lot of light coming in, but it's all a bit murky. Anyway, I wanted to get this video filmed because I've been talking about it for a little while. I wanted to talk to you about the NYX blouse that I've made. Sorry, I don't know if you can hear it. I've got the air conditioning on and it's making strange noises in the background. It's only about 21 degrees here today, which is about, I think it's about 90 degrees Fahrenheit, but it's in the 80s for humidity, which is not as bad as it has been. It's been in the 90s, even upper 90s at times recently, so it's only in the 80%, 83% I think it is humidity today, but it's very hot, sticky. I don't know if you can see, I've probably got a sheen on my face. Oh yeah, my glasses are all steamed up. So I have noticed actually in a previous video where you can see my glasses have sort of steamed up a bit, and that's why, because it's so humid here. We're sort of semi-tropical here in the top of the North Island. So I just wanted to talk through the different versions of this top that I've made, and at the end of the video I'll just give you my final conclusions. And please bear in mind, I'm no great seamstress, I'm no great style expert. You know, I see a lot of people on YouTube who are fitting experts and who are fantastic seamstresses, and what they say, you know, is from a technical perspective and from a basis of knowledge. And I'm just a home sewer. I've been sewing for a long time, off and on, as I've explained before, but I'm no great technical expert, and I guess I'm a lazy sewer. I'll always take the easy way out. I'll always take the easy option. You know, I've got no huge amount of skill. These are just my personal opinions as far as this top relates to me. So at the end I'll just talk you through my final thoughts on the Closet Core NYX blouse. So here I am in the first Closet Core NYX blouse that I made. You can see I'm not standing straight. I broke my shoulder once when I was a child, and it just sort of has never set properly, and I often sit and stand crooked, so I'll try and be better about that. So yeah, this is the first Closet Core NYX blouse I made. It is this. You've seen me talk about it before. I made this in the beautiful 100% cotton lawn that came out of a Dahlia Society bespoke box, I think it was November. And I've made a size 14 in the top and I graded out to a 16 at the hips. I've since realised I don't need to do that. In fact, I probably don't need to do that on most patterns. I always used to grade out at the hips. Not because I'm a pear shape, I've always been an apple shape, but the lower part of my tummy is the largest part of me, and although it sits probably above where my hip should be, I've always called that my hip. So I've always made things to fit that side, that part of me, but I'm much more in proportion now. Not in the big 4 patterns. In the big 4 patterns I'm usually a size larger in the waist, but in the indie patterns I'm generally in proportion as far as they're concerned, so I need to stop grading out for the hip. But that's what I did with this. I made a 14 in the top, graded out to a 16 at the hip. I did make it a little bit longer than the pattern suggests because it looked awfully short, and I don't want it to sit above where the largest part of my belly pokes out in the front, if that makes sense to you. So I wanted that to cover my belly in the front, so I did shorten it slightly, and I think the length is good. I shortened the sleeves because I always find that I need to shorten the sleeves. I'm only 5'3", so I generally find I need to shorten the sleeves. So I did shorten them on this pattern, but they ended up, in my opinion, too short. They're fine. I just find I'm sort of hiking them down during the day a little bit, but that's okay. This is the modified version of the size 14/16. Excuse me. So you can see I'm very happy with the length. I have made alterations, as I said, but I didn't take in the side any. So it's the 14 here and 16 at the bottom. And I'm pretty happy with that actually. What I did do though is I took 2 centimetres, and I didn't look up what that was in inches, sorry, but off each side. So together there was 4 centimetres off the front seam. And I feel like that has made the biggest difference. I feel like it's really fixed it around here. A comment that someone made previously was that it looked too large on the neck, and so therefore I had made a size too large in the top. So I think taking that 4 centimetres off the front, and I'll put down the bottom here what that is in inches, has made the world of difference. I don't think it's too big across here. Where it does have a lot of room is under here. But I think then if you take that in, I mean, there comes a point when you can make alterations to a pattern, but there comes a point when it's then not the same pattern, it's not the concept that the designer had. Taking the 4 centimetres off the front, I think has made the world of difference, especially in the neckline where someone commented, as I said before, that it looked like it was too large in the top for me, but I don't think it is because of the shoulders. The shoulders are sitting in the right place, so I don't feel it's too big for me in the top. I just feel like there's a lot of room through the body in this pattern. It's all through here, and there's no darts. You get your shaping from the gathers at the shoulder here. And I think if you're making the dress where you've got the waist elastic around the waist here, you probably want that fullness in the top. I mean, it's the design features, it's what the designer intended, but I just feel like for the blouse, perhaps there's too much fullness in the front here. I could take some off this here. I feel like the shoulders, I mean like the arm, that's where my arm finishes. So the armhole itself is the right size. I don't think you'd want it any smaller. You wouldn't want to go down a size. You might want to take bits off the side here, but it would be substantial to get any kind of, I just don't know. I wanted to make this pattern because it reminded me so much of a shirt that I had years and years ago. I loved that shirt so much. It buttoned down the front, so it differed in that respect, but other than that it was pretty much the same as this, and it was loose and it was billowy and it was long, and I just loved it so much, and I wore it, and I was cooking dinner one night and I leant over the stove, and because it was a polyester fibre. I wasn't aware of natural fibres and polyesters and what have you at that point. I leaned over the stove onto a hot element and it melted a big hole in the top, in the middle of my blouse here, and I was absolutely devastated. So that was why I wanted to make this. I thought it looked pretty much exactly like that top that I loved so much. Loose, and I like loose and drapey. I might have lost a lot of weight, but I still like loose and drapey. I don't think I'm ever going to be a tight fitting type person. So loose and drapey is where I'm at, guys. That's just the reality of it. That's what I like. And so yeah, that's where I got to with this. So this is the second NYX blouse that I made, and I made it out of a viscose, I believe, sort of a crinkly type fabric. I purchased it off our secondhand, it's called Trade Me. It's like eBay or Craigslist or Gumtree or whatever. So I made it out of this. I haven't taken the centre seam in on this one. I have made no alterations to it, although at the time I did put the sleeves from the Gabby Fibre Mood dress, which I absolutely love, on this. I did nothing different. So the shoulders are exactly the same, but this, and I've spoken about this before, the shoulders on this sit so much lower than the previous make. And to my mind, it illustrates the difference that a fabric can make when you're sewing up a garment. The properties of this fabric they're just a lot more loose. The cotton lawn obviously is more densely woven, smoother texture, you know, a bit more sort of structured, and this is very loose and drapey, and so it's very drapey on the shoulders, and I can feel that it feels like it's slipping off the shoulders. And this just, yeah, illustrates the different looks that you can get from different fabrics. I made this one an awful lot longer, and it just completely swamps me, completely swamps me. So again, you know, huge amounts of room in the body. There's that much on either side, that much. So again, you know, if it was cinched in at the waist, this is probably the sort of blues on effect that you're looking for. But in a straight through blouse like this, I don't feel it works so well. And this is my third, and I'm going to say right here and now, my final version of the NYX blouse from Closet Core. This is the beautiful crepe fabric from the Dahlia Society January Bespoke box. I've talked about this fabric before. You know, I'll concede now that I feel like the colours do suit me. It's still not the kind of print I would normally go for, and you know, that's no disrespect to Kristen. The fabric itself is divine, so beautiful. I put it on and it just, I love it. I really love it, and I'll wear this because it feels so nice. The way it drapes, it's sewed like a dream. You know, there's so many really good things about this fabric, and this will go into my autumn wardrobe, absolutely, for sure. So I took about 5 centimetres off the shoulder in this. No, not 5 centimetres. I always get my centimetres and my millimetres mixed up. I took 5 millimetres, which is half a centimetre, and I'll put down the bottom here what that is in inches. I did take a little bit off the shoulder because it's a crepe fabric. I feel like I probably could have taken the full centimetre off to make it sit better. It's just a little wide on the shoulder, but I took that 4 centimetres through the front. And I originally made this longer, but I have shortened it. The sleeves I lengthened to the pattern, the length that's on the pattern. Sorry, my hair's probably terrible at the back. changing clothes, and I did put all my stuff in the bathroom so that I could quickly whiz in and check my hair after I had finished changing my clothes. But now someone's gone in the bathroom, and so I can't go in there and just check to see that I'm looking okay. So please excuse me if my hair is a disaster at the back. But there, so you know, I think that's a really lovely top, and I like it with the jeans. That's how I would wear it. I don't really have too many other pants that I could wear it with. I just really have black pants. Actually, let me just see. I've got an idea. So I don't know if this is going to work or not. I've just put it on with a satin slip that I have. I would probably choose to wear this with my chunky boots, but they're in my bedroom. Actually, not my bedroom. They are in my dressing room, which I have given up for Phil, my father-in-law, who's staying with us at the moment. I've given that room up for him because it's got an air conditioning unit in it, and you absolutely need it at the moment. So most of my stuff is in that room, and I've just sort of pulled out a few things that I'm wearing day to day. So I don't, like I say, I don't know if that actually works or not. And that's Jess meowing in the background, sleeping on the bed. So I guess I will know once I look back at this video whether that outfit works or not. So those were all the versions that I made, and as I said before, I'm not going to make another one. I did think in my mind that I would make one more just to get it perfect, so I would shave that extra 5mm off the shoulder. Which actually in the structured fabric like this cotton lawn, I don't think I need. It's only when I'm using a looser weave that I need to take that extra off the shoulder. But I don't think I'm going to make a fourth version. I don't need a fourth version. This top is something that the way it's worked out, it's something that I can really only wear with one pair of jeans that I have. Oh, actually no, for work I can probably wear it. I've got some navy or ink coloured, they call it, ink coloured pants that I can wear this with. But I don't really have a lot I can wear with the other, the more corally tones. I don't have a lot I can wear with that. So I've got two tops that are enough. They're enough. I don't need any more of this design, and that's okay. I like what I've got. I really do. I really do. I like what I've got. But this blouse, I feel, is probably not for me in the future. I've been toying with making the dress, but I don't know. It takes an awful lot of fabric, and I don't know if I'm going to like it. I don't know. I've talked before about things around my waist, and people have been very kind and said, that probably would look nice on you. I'm just not comfortable with that. So I don't know whether I'll make that dress or not. And as far as the blouse goes, there's too much volume here for me. I mean, that already I feel looks a lot nicer, but I'm not faffing. I'm not faffing around with it anymore. I've given it a good go. I think this, the dress is probably what everybody is going to be making out of this pattern. The blouse looks nice there. It looks nice on the model. She's got it styled more. Oops, the cat wants to go out. Out you go. Bye. Bye. Don't want to shove your tail in the door. Actually, side note, my husband did that with one of the dogs when we first got the dogs. He shut the poor dog's tail in the ranch slider when he closed it, and it's a heavy door. Boy, did that dog yelp, and to this day he's got a kink in the end of his tail. So I just was careful not to shut her tail in the door. But what I was saying was, in the picture, the lady has sort of French tucked it, which is not my thing, because it exposes, I'm just going to show it to you, it exposes that, and I'm not at all keen on that. No, I do not want that to show. There's a lot of loose skin there. It's just not me. You might look at it and go, that's fine, you've got nothing to worry about. I worry about it. So no French tuck for me. So this length is good. The way this is at the moment is good. I like it. The other one, I don't need another one. I guess that's where I'm going. And I know I'm rambling a lot now, so I'm going to have a lot of editing to do. But that's okay, because I bought a new desktop computer. I had to. My laptop was just getting slower and slower, whether it had a virus or something was going on. I don't really know, but it's the graphics card was shot, and I didn't know any better. I knew that it was not great, because as I was editing, the film was, you know, hanging, freezing, stopping, starting, repeating itself. Like, I knew there was a problem there. And then once you've finished doing your editing, you then render it out of that program into store it on your computer, or you can upload it direct to YouTube. And that process of sending it from the video editing software to my hard drive or to YouTube was taking an hour and a half or even 3 hours. And like, I knew obviously that was slow because my computer was rubbish, but now that I've got the new desktop, that process took 2 minutes. I'm not kidding you, 2 minutes, not an hour and a half or 3 hours, 2 minutes. So that was a shorter video. It was only about 17 minutes long or something, and it didn't have too many pictures in it, because I think pictures slow it down. You know, when you put pictures up here, I think that slows it down. But yeah, unbelievable. I could not believe it. I just, amazing. So actually a second person has given me a coffee donation. Again, not just one coffee, several coffees. Again, I won't mention your name. I don't know if I should or not. I don't know if anybody likes their name being called out on somebody's video. I wonder if that's why some people don't actually subscribe, because they think they are no longer anonymous. But if you, this is actually a side note. I know I've got a lot of viewers who come back again and again, and thank you so much. Please keep coming back again and again. I love that you come back to watch my videos. That's what it is all about. But I know a lot of these people are not subscribed. Around about half of my viewers are not subscribed, and so I wonder if it's because there's some issue about privacy. But you can make it anonymous. You can, in your settings, you can choose whether you would like the fact that you are subscribed to somebody to be publicly visible or not. So you can be completely anonymous. And so that is why I am not mentioning people's names, because I just wonder if it's because people want to be anonymous, and I completely understand that. So, thank you very much for your generous coffee. It is so much appreciated, and I have responded to you on the coffee account. It just took me a while to figure out how to do that, but I have responded to you to say thank you. But where was I going with this? I can't remember where I was going with this now. I just started rambling, didn't I? I don't know where I was going with that. My mind is mush. I'm blaming the hormones. So yeah. So I guess that's about all I have to say about the NYX blouse. I'm sorry, it's not a very technical review. It's really just my thoughts on the blouse. It was very simple to make. The instructions were pretty good. Rachel from Stitched Up has done a very in-depth review on the pattern. She made the dress, and she did point out that there was a typo in the pattern, a couple of typos actually. But other than that, it was very easy to put together. Like I say, I just think that if you're making the dress, this billowy hair is what you want. but perhaps for the blouse it's perhaps not what you want. I think taking that centre front seam in by, well, it ended up 4 centimetres in total because it was 2 on either side of the seam. I think that was the thing that made the biggest difference. I feel like it fits nicely across here. I need to get better at my gathers. I'm a bit slapdash with my gathers, but that makes the neck sit a lot better. Takes out some room through here. This is the area where I think you would need, if you wanted to, you would need to shave off, you know, a substantial amount, certainly an inch, if you wanted a more fitting silhouette. But that's not what this blouse is about. It's about being loose and billowy. And so as this one has turned out, and as my other one has turned out with the alterations, I'm very happy with them. There you go. That is my rookie review of the NYX blouse. I hope you found it interesting. I hope you found, you know, some value in it. It's not a bad blouse. It's maybe not for everybody. I think probably, as I say, the dress is what everybody's going to be making, and this is just one of the options. Thank you so much for being here with me today and for watching through to the very end, if that's what you've done. I believe that really helps the YouTube algorithms. Please subscribe, please like. I know I'm sorry to bang on about it, it might be a bit annoying, but you know, I'm on YouTube for a reason, to get out to more people. I enjoy doing what I do. I'm really enjoying this whole process, though I've still got a lot to learn. I'm enjoying it so much. You can tell I'm committed because I just bought that new laptop, the new desktop. And actually I think that's where I was going when I was rabbiting on before about coffee and what have you. I'm putting those coffees to the time payments, to the monthly payments. I put it on time payment. I don't just have $1,500 that I can splash out on a computer. So, you know, I'm committed to this channel. I'm committed to providing you with more videos, better quality videos. And so, you know, to that end, it would really help me if you would please subscribe. If you haven't subscribed already, if you do just come back and watch me, I appreciate that, and please don't stop watching me. But please think about subscribing. As I was saying before, it's anonymous. It costs nothing, but it really helps my channel out because it will help me provide you with better content, because I will be able to provide myself with better equipment. The next thing is lighting. Look at all the shadows here. Even in this room, it's got windows all over the place. So I need some kind of lighting, and I need to research that. But obviously I can't get the lighting until the computer is paid for. Anyway, I'm not asking you to... It's such a hard conversation to have. It really is a hard conversation to have. I'm not here for the money, and I don't want you to think I'm here for the money. Yeah, I just had better stop there now because I feel like I'm digging myself a big hole. I really appreciate you spending some time with me today, and I really hope to see you again soon. See ya.